So this is going to be a quick video because it's something we've already touched upon, but I wanted to really kind of reiterate this point. If we solo the sides again on this one. So we don't want to have information present in the sides in the very low frequencies, essentially, because that can cause problems if it's ever cut to vinyl. It will actually, it won't be able to play if you have lots of stereo information. And also it just helps to have a clean, coherent mix if you don't have lots of kind of woolly, low frequency side information. So in order to achieve this, I'm working on the same project we looked at before. As I said, we can use different things. We could use an imager plugin. I'll show you different ways you could approach it. So we could use an EQ in mid-side mode, take the sides, and I don't tend to use low cuts. So I tend to use shelves more than low cuts, which are much more musical and they don't create as much phase shifting. And also in mastering, we want to be doing this in linear phase mode. So if you listen to the difference here, can you hear that kick in there? So now we've lost that kick. Now we could try a little bit of a kind of something like this, just to create a little bit of a boost above that point. This is in the sides. Okay, let's take that in and out. Yeah, so I feel like we've slightly tightened up the low end there. And as I said, we can look at this in different ways. We can approach it in different ways. So that would be one way. Another way would be to use an imager plugin. And now we've kind of got a little bit more control, but it's just a different way of approaching it. But we can work on, different frequency areas at the same time. So now we could just do a straight kind of monoization of the low end, essentially. Because what we don't want to do is take away some of the stereo-ness to the bass, which is actually quite nice. Which I was getting with the Pro Key 4, we were losing a little bit of that. And what we could do even here is create a little bit of a boost above this. We could even make this a little bit wider by stereoizing it. Okay. Now we've still got that bass information in there, but we've lost that kick information that was present in there. Okay, let's take it out. Yeah, so it's just about getting that right, so you kind of lose the things you want to lose, but you retain or even bring out the areas that you want to bring out. So that seems like it's working quite nicely. So that was just a little quick video on making sure that you don't have huge amounts of low end. This was not a catastrophic problem at all, but sometimes you do get tracks, especially from people who are new to producing, and they have big stereo widening effects on the bass, and there's all this low end information which is out of phase, and way too much stereo information in the low end, and that will cause you big problems with phase cancellation. I remember when I first started producing years and years ago, and I was producing dance music and playing it out in clubs and stuff like that, and the first tracks I released was actually on quite a big label at the time. and I put this big stereo effect on the bass. And when I actually played it out for the first time, the bass just, obviously the sound system was mono and the bass just disappeared because there was phase cancellation. And that was a mistake I didn't make again because it was horrible. So, something you definitely need to be aware of is making sure you don't have lots of information in the low end, which is in stereo. And of course, if you do, and it's your track and you're producing it, that might be something where you might want to go back and have a look at the sound design or, some aspect of it that's making it so stereo and take that off or, go for a different approach. And if it's something you're interested in learning more about, I did do a video series on mono-compatible stereo width on Groove 3. So if you check that out, I gave a lot of different ideas on how you can create stereo width whilst maintaining mono-compatibility. Okay, so let's head on for another tip in the next video. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.